Well, nobody initially taught me about money. It was just readily available when I could get it out of my parents. But when I actually had to sit down and learn about money, it was my wife very early in our relationship. And together with the realization of the responsibilities I had with the family. So that's what taught me about money. But I still didn't learn the lessons. You know, money was money. And I just, by example, it was just earn the money and provide for the family. And that's as much as I know about financial literacy then, or finance, money anyway then. Just earn it and provide.
Who or what taught me the most about money? I think growing up, it definitely was my mum, because we didn't have a hell of a lot of money. And so we were still able to survive with very little income, and I attribute that to my mother's money management skills and her determination to make sure that she put food on the table.
I worked growing up, my whole from like a very young age, I worked, and so you get a small little bit of money together and then you'd be able to go out and spend it, and very quickly I learnt that the more money I had, the more fun I was going to have buying clothes and you know, that was like buying CDs. That was a really great thing at the time. So I think I kind of taught myself a little bit. Obviously my parents would have had a big influence on that because they didn't necessarily, they gave us money, but that was more because we worked for them, not because it was pocket money or anything. So yeah, I think parents have a lot to say for helping kids to learn about money.
I think I taught myself a lot about money. Over and above that, I think I remember my grandfather always having stashes of money in various places, either on his person or in the house. And when the grandchildren would go to their place, he'd always managed to pull out some money here or there, whether it was for for lollies down the road, or whether it was for some new football boots, or whether it was for school camp. He always seemed to have money there for that purpose, and he wasn't an extravagant person, and he didn't earn a lot of money, but there always seemed to be money somewhere.
I was really struggling, financially. We had one bank account, and everything went in and everything went out, and often more went out than came in. And I got talking to a lady who was a banking advisor, and she started telling me about how she'd help people with their finances and even stop people getting out of bankruptcy. So I said to her, "Can you help me? I really need you to look at my finances." And so she helped me. And she helped me set up all these different bank accounts. And so essentially my banking system turned into a budgeting system. So I had an account to pay my bills, and I had an account to start saving. I had an account to pay for my car registration and stuff like that. And I had a current account, and so we had a weekly budget, and everything that went in there was our food, our petrol and our entertainment. And if that ran out at the end of the week, then tough, So we would pay ourselves weekly. So if it hadn't been for her, and this was about 2 or 3 years ago, if it hadn't been for her, I'd still be struggling now. But it fundamentally changed the way we thought about money, and it meant that it took a huge weight off our shoulders, because we always had money to pay our bills. That was our priority. We budgeted and worked out what our bills would be, and that money went straight into that bills account. So I've never had to worry about bills anymore.
I don't think anybody taught me about money. I think it was, by observing and so forth, was how I learnt about money, the value of money, how to use it, how to spend it, how to save it and so forth. But I don't think, when I look back at my life, I don't think that there was anyone in particular who said, this is what you do, this is how money can work for you. And I've only sort of learnt that as I've got a lot older.